Good morning, I'm KaveManDave. This is my second introductory video on my new channel called, guess what, KaveManDave. Use a K for KaveManDave, all one word. Let's misbehave. That's my motto. I'll mention it the first few times here. It's morning. I'm backlit. I think I'm going to have to get a curtain because, this happens. Oh, I've seen the light. But I have a confession to make. It's been on my mind since my first video. I want to be a gentleman, a gracious host to all my guests here. Everyone who sees this, I consider them to be my guest in my office here, and I've done wrong. In my first video, I said some things about my beginnings that were bullshit. Bullshit. Now, the truth is, and it's an incredible truth. What I'm going to tell you is incredible, and the definition of that word is impossible to believe. And I find that most people don't believe it, and maybe I'll tell lots of stories about where I really came from. But I'm going to give you the skinny in this 5-minute video. I want to remind you that all my videos are going to be 5 minutes or less, probably just about 5 minutes every time. So here's the truth. I'm coming clean. I'm a real caveman. That's right. I'm actually a caveman, and there's, boy, that's a pregnant statement, I know. And I'll try to tell you a skinny version of how I came to be in your time era today. That thing about being born in the 50s and stuff. That's just bullshit. Anyway, here's what really happened. I was, they tell me that I lived actually about 30,000 years ago in the Presbyterian era or something like that, plasticine porters with looking glass. I don't know. I came from about 30,000 years ago. I came from a place just south of Indiana, where I am now, where I live now. I don't live in a cave anymore. I'll talk about that too someday. But and it was a huge cage, complex of caves. Did I say cage? Yeah. Anyway, and today they call it Mammoth Cave, and it is. It's big. I lived there. A lot of people lived there. And one day I was out hunting, minding my own business, and I'm dressed in animal skins, and it looked like what you all call a dress, sort of. My legs were hanging out naked, and I got my club in my hand. That's what I hunted with. I was experimenting with pointed sticks, but anyway, it's about 30,000 years ago, and I'm out hunting, and I see this cloud of smoke. All right, weird looking smoke. It's not real smoke. There's no fire. There's no nothing. And I go toward it, and I can't see in it. It's opaque, and I got very curious. So I walked into it, and I appeared in your time period in a city in Kentucky, the guy, there was a guy standing there. He was making the smoke with this shiny stick that he would stick in his mouth, and he'd push this little button on it and suck, and the smoke would billow out, and that's what was making this smoke that I walked into. And when I showed up, dressed as I was, animal skins, club in my hand, and everything, he took one look at me, and he threw that stick away, and he said, "That's it. That's it. No more weed wax for me." That's what happened. Anyway, I'll tell you more in my next video. It's been a very interesting journey since I arrived here, and I sure appreciate your coming. Please subscribe and share.